Madala's the old guy. Go ask Madala, because he is, he's the chief. Madala's the chief.
Jonathan Paarman is the Chief of Production for Balance Catamarans in Cape St. Francis. He is the master builder of the Balance 526 and now also the Balance 580. Jonathan is a special man. One part athlete, one part leader, one part dreamer. Come and see the world through his eyes.
Jonathan and I go way back to 1979 when we first met here in South Africa, where I'm sitting on the Atlantic seaboard in 1979 at the Hobie Cat World Championships. He was working for his uncle, John Whitmore, who carried the license to build all of the new Hobie Cats for the World Championships. John was just 24 years old at the time. I believe I was about 22. Johnny was a top professional surfer, and I was basically racing Hobie Cats and writing books about them to put my way through college.
But that is not where Johnny's story begins. Johnny is a legendary big wave surfer who grew up with salt water in his ears, as we often say. He is known as unflappable on the water, with his nickname etched into history as the Iceman.
I was flat out into surfing at that time, and already by then I was probably 4 times a springbok. And then I also went to America and I sailed the Warrell 1000, which is a 12-day race from Fort Lauderdale to Virginia Beach. So I've done some stuff in his waters as well. In between all that, I was sailing, cycling, bicycles, anything. I was quite busy.
He placed in the finals of the Duke Kahanamoku International and Smirnoff Pro Surfing Championships, both held at Sunset Beach in 1976. He was the runner-up in the Gunston 500, a prestigious surfing event in South Africa that same year. Die-hard surfers will recognize the surf paradise that is Cape St. Francis from the movie The Endless Summer, the documentary that followed 2 surfers in search of the perfect wave, which they found here. And for Johnny and later Balance, it was also the perfect place to start building catamarans.
In the early days, we used to think Hobie Cats were big ocean-going yachts. Meanwhile, there were 2 bananas, and you sat in a trampoline, and off we go. I never thought, well, I'm going to be a boat builder one day, but I've always been involved in surfboards and all kinds of glass fiber things. I built Hobie Cats and I blew clock foam, and I got to race and sail these boats. I've sailed probably thousands of miles on a Hobie Cat. So the catamaran for me is just a big Hobie Cat. I think the things that I see the most is actually in the build. When the boat is like a building site and I can see the lamination or the vacuum bag and it was done on the table wasn't right, and for somebody who walks in and there's just panels and bulkheads and this and that all over the place, I know where they all go. That's what I do now. That bridge deck, that's the bridge deck, that's the foredeck, that's the H, the mast section. That bulkhead is right up front. You're not just going there, clock your card and doing something. You're actually going there to improve the build quality of the boat, to make the boats go out faster, because a lot of customers, they buy a boat, they don't want to wait years for a boat, they want it now. So it's get the order, get the boat out as fast as you can, with some feel to it. You don't want to make a fantastic plastic machine where it's just all stuck together and I think you could buy next, like a hamburger store, Our boats have got a bit of touch to it. Looking at curves, coming from a surfboard background, flat doesn't go fast. A curve is what you need to go through the water quickly. That's a fast cruising catamaran. That's what you're looking for. And I think that's what most people are looking for if they're going to do fairly long voyaging. It's exciting, in light winds, a fast catamaran is sailing. Some of the sort of caravan versions The guys in 10, 12 knots of wind speed, they put the engines on, where a fast cruising catamaran in 10, 12 knots of wind, 14 knots of true wind, she's yachting. If you're in a monohull, you're upstairs or you're downstairs. When you're on a catamaran like we do, or like most catamarans, or all catamarans, you're on the bridge deck. So the inside of the saloon and the galley and the outside is all one. And that's what makes it so nice. So if you're cooking in the galley, you're talking to the guy driving the boat because he's right here. The owners of the boats get to enjoy what I know they're enjoying. Is they're going into a nice quiet bay, they're dropping the anchor, they're having a barbecue, they're swimming, their dinghy gets dropped in the water, they go on the shore, they hike, and that's the beauty of it. And then you come back to the mothership, tie your dinghy on or lift it up so it's out the water. It's a lifestyle, it's a relaxation. And that's why they've been really popular, because it's so stable. The bay you're in, you won't even know you're rocking and rolling. You jump off the back, go swimming, and that's the beauty of it. You know, he's trusting you to make him his dream.
Right now, Jonathan Paarman is focused on the brand new Balance 580, the first of which will be cruising the seas in 2025. He anticipates this to be one of our highest performance catamarans to date.
Got a new rudder on board. They're really well shaped. It's not just like an ironing board at the back that turns the boat. It's a rudder that's got foil. We've narrowed the dagger boards down and they now protrude through the hulls. So they're quite deep and quite narrow. So once they get a load on them, they're a wing. They are faster. And you just need to learn out how to use it, when to have it full down, when to have it full up, or 3/4 way up or something, so that you're not loading the dagger board. The boat can slide and drive forward. You're really looking at is a boat that's comfortable and fast.